Hi guys, my name is Tatiana and today I want to offer you a quick review of the deck The Way to Yourself, which I purchased in Russia a few years ago. So there is a small booklet with an exercise and also definition of the cards. I actually kind of like when there are definitions of the cards as well, like an oracle card deck, because sometimes I'm not in the mood to read it myself as a mock card, but I can just have a quick prompt. It's kind of between mock and oracle in this case. So first of all, I want to say that the cards are of size, which is my favorite side, I have to say. They are not laminated, but they are pretty steady. There are 50 cards in the deck, and I love that they write it here, so there is contact information as well. This type of tuck-in boxes, they are very flimsy, of course, but at the same time, it's nice design, nice colors, and I think the deck would be much more expensive if it were a heavier deck. So I like putting decks in some kind of fabric bags as well, so I don't have a problem with this lately. So when you mix the cards, they are not the easiest to mix, you know, especially if you like doing like this. But overall, you can mix them. So let's just go through the cards. I'll quickly show you. As you see that they are in a specific palette, kind of like pastel and probably made with AI. But I like that they are imitating watercolor images and overall quite pleasant. So some of the cards remind all cards deck to some extent, or some other decks as I see here. However, I think that this deck kind of stands out because it didn't copy exactly some images, hopefully, and like I can clearly see the influence of all card decks, but at the same time they tried to keep the aesthetics, and there is a specific mood because I've worked for myself with this deck quite a few times. I haven't used it a lot with clients yet, more in self sessions, and I always like it. I usually I'm pleased with it. So overall, I'm happy with the deck. It wasn't expensive. I think it maybe was like $20 or something, which I think is a reasonable price for a small deck. I mean, it's a lot of work to create a deck. The author of the deck is Anastasia Timofeeva, a psychologist, and she practices CBT method, maybe something else as well. I don't know how exactly she works with the cards. Maybe you can find something on YouTube. In the booklet, there are some definitions of the card and an exercise, which we are going to try. Sometimes authors of the decks offer a few exercises. In this case, it's only one. I don't think it's a problem that there are no more exercises. You can come up with your own. It's not for you to choose the cards because it's a bit tricky to do it online. The exercise is not easy to adapt. It would take too long time if I would show each card and each definition. I'll just show you a demo how you could do it if you have the deck. And actually you can do it with some other decks as well. So how I was describing the card also is that this part of the deck, so you can swim here, or some kind of animal can swim here and rest a bit. So it's kind of more peaceful. It doesn't disturb me as much. Although when I first look at this card, then actually it was bothering me. But now, once I look at it, it doesn't really bother me. This one bothers me more, but it helps the tree not to fall. I cannot get rid of this because the tree will fall. I will have to replant it. And that's a very interesting twist of this reading, because for me replanting here means partially as well moving, whether I move the apartment or in the same city, or I move cities or countries, and I want to be closer to this one. To some extent there is a connection between this tree and this part of my debt, and I will omit the details what it means just for personal reasons. but I understand what it means for me. So I have to ponder a bit more what I can do with it. Now actually maybe we can read the meaning. I do like this card actually in terms of meanings as well. They are often unexpected. Often to get to the right shore, like the coastline, you need to stop resisting and trust the current. Oh wow. Well, that's the answer. I'm gonna sleep on it, you know, to think what it means for me. Again, like in these exercises, guys, I'm just showing you the scheme. You don't need all the details on my personal life because it's kind of like a self session. It's a real session, what I'm trying to do now. Micro counseling. Now let's go to the step 2. Now step 2 is to accept. So what they're saying here is that what you have to accept is what you need to let in your life, which is interesting. In Russian it makes more sense than in English for some reason, but basically, so what they're trying to say here is that what you need to accept is basically can be a resourceful thing in your life, and it can help you to reach what you want, in my case to be debt free. So the first step, again, they suggest to choose 6 cards and then choose one which you want to open and see what it means. And there are specific questions. Let's first change the cards. And here are the cards which I chose blindly. Now I need to choose what to accept. Kind of feel drawn to both these cards. Let's do this one for a change. So 44 and a girl dancing, listening to the music. Well, let's see what the questions are. I haven't done this exercise. It's the first time I'm doing it. I mean, I could describe the card, right? So just as I see it, and you could do it too if you have the deck. So I see a girl, and maybe like in her 20s, a young woman, and she has like a lot of ideas, all these things. I don't like that her right arm is not visible and she's kind of blurred, but I do love the colors and these florals, especially here. She's in her own world, and her legs are not here, so she's kind of not grounded. So now they suggest to answer the questions again, like what's on the card, who is on the card, what you feel when looking on the card, and what you will get by accepting it. So I guess that's kind of my dreamy side, which I have to accept. And this sometimes I take as an age, and I'm over 44. So, and they also suggest to write down ideas and basically work with this card. So what can I say? I mean, it's a tiny exercise. Let's take a look at the definition here, what it means. Даже если ты не попадаешь в чужой ритм, продолжай танцевать. What it means here is that even if you can't tune up into the rhythm of someone else, keep dancing. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't say enough how much it resonates with me. Again, like I'll skip the details for personal reasons, but that is just my life pretty much. Somehow I find this deck, for me, it works better either as oracle cards, basically with definitions, or when I just kind of by inspiration look at some card without deep work, which I usually do with some other decks. So now we can connect to the first card and kind of put them together. I will keep this card though for later because I chose it as well. So let's just take the other cards away. So these are the cards which I had. And together they look kind of strange to me because it feels like I should be doing something to work to earn money for the debts, but I am just in my own world. Maybe it means that I could possibly earn money with dancing or teaching dancing, music, like I DJ as well. I have to think on that. I don't have a clear answer right now. What, to me, the answer was more in the text to that card, to be honest. Kind of keep doing my projects and not to lose spirit and hope, even though the circumstances are difficult. So let's take a look at the third card, which is not part of this exercise, but I was drawn to it. So this is the card. Well, this is a big trigger for me because of the motherhood topic, you know, which in my case is still not fully, I mean, this is hard. So you see, like, sometimes when you don't open another card, I could just go away and forget about this spread, to be honest. I wonder what's written here, but this is probably like a topic for a different video, but in general, guys, so for those who are in late 40s and don't have kids, this could trigger them quite a bit, because this is basically about, I don't know, some kind of family bonds. To me, this is the mother, this is the daughter of that mother who maybe has her child. So basically it's kind of like a generational bond and very beautiful, loving connection. Unfortunately, I don't have kids. I just couldn't find a partner with whom I could have kids and family, so that's why unfortunately it didn't happen in my life, as I realized in millions of other women's lives. So let's take a look at the writing, what they say here. So what they say here, that you don't have to deserve love, you can be loved just because you are, you know, you for who you are. That's a very beautiful message. I kind of like them, three of them together, because in a way this prevented me from having this in many ways. And I'm probably between these two cards now. I mean, here as well, obviously, but so this is what happens when you are trying to have a session and then you think, okay, one more card, like for resource or whatever, and then you draw a card and it triggers the client or yourself, if you do it for yourself, and you realize, oh shoot, like I wish we did not go there because it's just a whole different topic and there's not enough time for dealing with it. So I am creating a course, for example, and that's one of the mistakes which I'm mentioning. Sometimes it's better to leave it as is and not to look for more insights. But it was important, right? So we tapped into something important. And all of them, they kind of make more sense to me than just two cards. In some cases, it might not be the best idea to draw another card in the end of the session, but in some cases it can give a very important twist, you know, like whether it's a resource or just reflecting on something. So just keep that in mind when you work with metaphorical cards. This was the deck, The Way to Yourself. Let me know in the comments how these cards resonated with you. Subscribe to the channel and I'll be back with another video. Stay well.